Greetings, this is Vane and welcome back to Let's Play the Elder Scrolls Arena. Okay. Set our new save, that gives us... level 12, okay, that's not bad. Alright, let's have a catch up because... yeah, we're coming and we're still exploring what's essentially this maze of doors. You want out, which is here. Oh, okay, let's have a look. That goes into there, but it looks like that door may go into there, so... we'll deal with you later. Okay, let's have a look. Cause I've got a feeling... yep, this is repeating itself. This maze is repeating itself. Because you can see there's the sort of line sort of there. You can see because that joins down to there. We're in there. So we know it kind of goes like that. So you do get kind of interesting dungeons, although if you pay attention you can spot the seams and therefore the patterns. But that's the kind of thing that made geomorphs quite useful. I think the only thing we don't have here... there you go. Pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much the edge there. So we're basically going to see this top bit again. So about there. So we'll have that same bit of water. So we know where that bit goes then, because we've seen it down here. It goes under here and around. But we can get doors there, so I'm not worried. Got rooms there, and it'll come in over here. Okay. Whoa. Thank you. Watch me get wrecked straight away. Wow. Okay. I think I'm actually quite astounded at that. I think I killed a lich. For the first time. They usually wreck me by then. Okay. I'm going to rest until fully healed now. Take this opportunity. Come get some! Come in. Another lich. No, I don't think I killed that lich then. I don't think I killed that lich. I think that lich is just hanging around and hiding and teleporting around the dungeon for now. And of course I might be killing them. I mean, that might have just been a good solid blow for a lot of damage and... kind of down here and walk around. Yeah, I mean, you can sort of, the join line is basically there. Okay. I mean, a key thing in these kind of old school basic D&D games it doesn't matter if the dungeons don't make sense. If anything, that was half the fun, because it would be like, okay, why are there orcs next to skeletons, you know? I mean, that in itself would kind of spur the GM, because it would be like, okay, make a special encounter where you'll find out why the orcs are working with, have got skeletons, you know, usually involving an orc shaman that raises stuff from the dead. Why is there a dragon and a giant in the same dungeon? Well, maybe they're part of a war, you know, and you can use them to fight each other. The stories would come out of the random rolls and what both the player and the GM would put together out of those conclusions. A GM could just as easily run a game on the fly using random tables, or he could pre-stock the dungeon using random tables and then kind of put them in some sort of logical order if they didn't feel like they were in to make better narrative sense. And could build a skeleton dungeon, skeleton quest, and then use random to fill in the rest, you know. I mean, the two key advantages of tabletop over computer games was simply that everything had to be coded in. Or tabletop games, whereas the GM could, tabletop, well, everything had to be coded in for computer games, whereas for a tabletop game, the GM can just make stuff on the fly. I mean, you're low level and you see it, and they decide a dragon turns up, which happens more often than you think, and the character's like, nope, not dealing with that, and run away. You know, then you don't really need the stats for a dragon. It was just a dragon. You didn't need much of anything else. I'm gonna poke around here, just because I can. Saves me doing it later. Again, this is this corner, so unless there's something in the top right hand corner of the map, that's northeast quadrant, this is a 2-level dungeon. Hell and no, man. Luckily, mages don't have much armor. Yeah, loot. I'll go over here just to fill this bit in. See, we can sort of work out what's there by virtue of this, because that'll go on up there. There's a door, so that we know there's a door there. That's a corridor. It's another thing that goes up here. You know. But we're kind of near the point where we'd be coming out. We'll go out through here, there'll be a corridor down here. Which is cool. You see, so it's like, okay, they build the modules, they build the dungeons. If you want more dungeons or different modules, you would have to import them in, which is, or add them in as an expansion, which at the time, because this is pre-internet days, pre-proper internet days, with DLCs wouldn't be a thing. If you wanted mods, it'd be like hard hacking the game. People would, and they'd share them on disk, but it'd take a lot of work and a lot of skills that a lot of people didn't necessarily have at that time. I haven't explored this bit. was a little bit stupid. I didn't check to see if there was another enemy till he started hitting me and like, oh, you're hitting me. Yeah, okay. So damn lich again. I think that counts as killing the lich. They can still totally wreck me if they get the jump on me though. Of course, the other thing with the difference between tabletop and cRPGs is the rules can be brutal. I mean, a GM on the tabletop might go, okay, you're bruised and battered, therefore I'm not going to roll for random encounters and give you a chance to heal because I don't want to kill you just yet. Whereas a game like this, which says there's this much chance of someone turning up every hour, we'll roll that every hour regardless of what state. It take extra code them for them to go, okay, yeah, it's actually based on your health, you know. Which means it can be a grind because it can be highly based on, you know, can be highly based on RNG, and a string of bad rolls, as it were, could be the difference between a good and a bad game. Could be a difference between loading and carrying on and loading. So in many cases, what you're trying to do is actually hope that you have a chance to heal more damage than you lose to a random encounter while resting until you're fully healed. So, I mean, and that tended to make a difference because it would quite often, even in OD&D, a lot of it, because it was based on days, it was okay. Yeah, we've not explored this part, so this is not quite. This is a bit more back to the randomness. We can follow the wall. But yeah, so it was like, okay, you'd only. I mean, it was quite often that if you were low level, you'd be kind of restricted to one encounter a day, especially for wizards and the Vane magic system. Where they could only memorise one spell, that was it. And ironically, they weren't necessarily very friendly or well balanced with the rules. So you might get a powerful, so you might start with a powerful spell like sleep, which is quite good and can basically take out a single encounter on their own, depending on the encounter. Or you might get something rubbish. I mean, you could just as easily have first level wizards that start with their only spell being read magic, for example, which meant they had little to no combat ability, and their only spell was useful if they actually found a scroll. Of course, likewise, you might get wizards that don't have read magic, so they would lost the ability to be able to transfer spells from scrolls into their spellbook until they'd learnt it, which generally means trying to find someone to teach it to you, because it really all depended on the rules and what the version was at the time. But there were clear periods of adventuring and downtime in discrete chunks. You could skip entire parts. You know, you can, and if it takes, I mean, the good thing with this game over D&D is that healing is quite fast. You kind of heal your level and then some. Okay. Don't know what's over there. I don't want to just swim to get over there, so I think I'm going to use my Crystal of Wonderlight. See what's over there. That's just mostly wall. In fact, that looks like it's to the edge of the dungeon over there. Yeah, that's the edge. Thanks for that. So, yeah, you kind of, because you're healing quite fast. I mean, it's a certain amount per hour, whereas original D&D health was so low, hit points were so low that, and you'd basically end up spending days, if not weeks, healing, unless you got magical help. Simply because of how long it took to recover through natural healing. But that was okay because it was easy to skip days and weeks. The GM could jump forward depending on the story. You know, what you're doing in the downtime, and come back. Okay, you're fully rested. It's been a couple of weeks. You know. Alternatively, it might be okay. Yes, you're in a dungeon and you've rested overnight, and you've only healed 1 hit point. But if you only need a little touch-up, as it were, because you got slightly dinged as opposed to totally decimated, and that wouldn't really matter. But for low-level characters, it was usually a case of you'd go in the dungeon, stay close to the entrance, get a first encounter or a couple of encounters, especially if there was a big party of you, and then leg it. And you'd pretty much rinse and repeat. I don't even want to know how come you hit me through a wall. Yeah, because there was no way you could be behind me, but you hit me through a wall. Oh well, never mind. So, but in terms of having a single player open world sort of game with fairly sophisticated graphics for the time. Elder Scrolls Arena did really good, I think. Admittedly, at this time, it's, I believe, 94, so there's, yeah, 94, so second edition would have been out, basic D&D would have been out, like basic revised. So there had been some changes in the tabletop, and there was a lot of focus on story. But cRPGs were still kind of catching up, because the main way of dealing with dungeon crawlers was you created a maze, you filled it full of monsters. And if it would... Sometimes... some of the games would be... I think you're actually in the wall in now. Oh well, that's what I want to do. I've got a magical plate helmet. I don't know what it does, but I've got a magical plate helmet, so I want to keep that. Longbow. I want to keep the crystal, but I don't know what it does. So I'll drop you. I don't really want to drop the silver helm of levitation if I can help it, but I may have to. Because it's like I might have to actually start dumping some of... I've got 3 potions to restore power. I might sell those. Filter... Sure to see. Okay. Might have to start guessing at what the potions are. Luckily, I don't think there's any... Races of stamina. Let's drink my potion of stamina then. You know, drink my fortified potion of strength, just to get rid of it. And my strength's gone up to 90. Sweet. Don't know how long it lasts. Don't care how long it lasts. And we can basically, for bracelets are magical, crystals are magical, and you don't know whether it's a boost or whatever, so I could dump potion of invisibility. That might come in handy. Yeah, that's what I've got. And I'll take that in probably just a normal Wakizashi, but I can always ditch that in the as we carry on, because yeah, I think somewhere in there is the bit, but I don't see it being particularly. It looks like it's a wall. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything under there. At least when I do that and drink my potion of stamina, it'll make sense. My potion of invisibility is working. She can't see me. They can't see me at all, but if I go... No blades! Revenge! Yeah, so may need to think about what potions I'm actually carrying. I mean, if necessary, I will drop potions because there aren't any spectacular potions. I think we're done for now, so I'm going to save it here. This has been Vane doing Let's Play the Elder Scrolls Arena. If you like what you see in here, be sure to like, subscribe, share and comment. Please continue sponsoring me on Patreon, and until next time, goodbye.